Okay, so guys, this is Gold. You're welcome again to my channel. So I'm currently on the gold trade, on the gold market right now. This is a gold market. So let me open up to you and show you what's happening on gold. So as you can see, gold have been uptrending for a while now, and today is Friday, which I'm not trading. I'm just here to show you what's happening in the market. I entered the trade, this particular trade. I entered this particular trade yesterday, which is Thursday. Yesterday, which was Thursday. So I entered this trade from this particular level. I entered the trade. So this is where I entered the trade, and it was somehow early. I entered early, so the trade took me out around here. My SL was around here, so the trade have to take me out before going all these ways up. But there's no problem about that. That's what is kind of like a test to know how to know my current state right now, my current psychological state. It's either I revenge trade or I wait for another settings, and that's what I'm doing. I'm waiting for another setups. I know definitely another setup is gonna come, so I care less about that particular trade. But I know I would have entered the trade, would have been in massive profit. But despite that, I still know that if I should wait for another good entry, I might get more of it. So let's go to what I have here today. So this is xauusd, and on the 1 hour time frame, this is my breakup structure I've marked out for you here. So I'll delete some of this stuff, these markups here, which I've done already. So if you haven't watched my detailed video on how I come about my analysis and how I use my levels, you can check below my videos. They are there, and you're gonna get it from there, how I get my levels on, how I use my Fibonacci and all of that. So let's go. After the breakup structure, as usual, what I do, I use my Fibonacci from the breakup structure to the protected low, and I draw my zones right there. So as you can see, this is my zone which I have drawn here. This is my zone 6150 and the 31. So those are my three zones. So these particular zones, whenever I see market taps in back, I would love to buy. But before then, before market taps in back, before I love to buy, there are other things I consider before going in on this particular trade. So what is one of the things I consider? I consider my lower time frame. I consider my lower time frame. So what's happening on the lower time frame, so I won't get in too early. And the second thing I consider is this particular break. So most times you see market, you are waiting for the market to drop to your zone before it buys. And what you see is that the market didn't drop to your zone. It comes around here to retest on the previous resistance. So resistance turn support, and it keeps going. So this also happens. So I observe two of these things before I get in on. I wait for a particular level. So how do I do this? And I have this already on the 1 hour time frame, which is my point of interest on the 1 hour time frame around there. So how can I get this particular level? So this break, this resistance turn support. So other call it breaker block and all of that. So there are different names to it. So if you can see, there is one level here, and if we go further, there is another break of structure at this particular side here, which you can see there's a break of structure here. So let's label it break of structure here. So this is where it comes. Sometimes you can get confused about this particular zone. So if there's a break of structure now here, here we can use here as our low that led to that particular break of structure. So we can take our Fibonacci from there to this low, and we have another zone here for a buy. And as you can see, currently price taps in there. You can see the rejection which the price have given. So let's delete this. You can see the rejection which the price have given. So, and currently we can see is a bullish market. So on this particular rejection, I would not love to enter this particular trade here, and I want to check more on the lower time frame before I know what's happening, because today is Friday, and even if I should enter, I'm not gonna enter right now. So this is what's happening here. This is what's happening. So let's see what it is. So this bearish candle, I'll go now to the 45-minute time frame to see what's happening on the 45-minute time frame. What has happened there? So this is what's happening on the lower time frame, which is the 45 minutes. So I'm not going to enter the trade from this particular zone. I'm expecting more pullbacks, and If the pullback doesn't come, fine, because here can be used as liquidity. As you can see, there's no liquidity here. Here can be used as liquidity, so that's why I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for it to, do its thing. Then Monday, if it doesn't comes down here, then I'll check another entry at the top. So I can mark out this particular place. I'll mark out this here as a support turn resistance, or others call it order block. So mark out this particular place as the order block. So after the break of this particular zone, after the break of this zone leading to the break of structure, there was no other other place here to enter. There was no other place to enter, so the price didn't tap in here at this particular side, so it moves back up. So this particular side is still valid, and because of that, I'll be deleting this zone. So I'll be deleting that particular zone. It didn't tap in here before moving to break the structure and all of that, so I'll be waiting for the price to drop down to here. So let's go to the 15-minute time frame. So on the 15-minute time frame, we're having almost the same thing here. We're having almost the same thing on the 15-minute time frame. So just gather zone on the 15-minute time frame also. So the 15-minute time frame is covering for here as a whole. So if we use our Fibonacci also, we'll check this also, as here is the break of structure. There's a break of structure around here before it goes up, so you can see this particular zone. So we can expect anything to happen around here, bringing it closer again. So let's expect anything to happen around here on the xauusd. So I'm waiting for the break, that's the support, the resistance turn support. So I'll be trading it as resistance turn support on this particular trade here. So I'm not waiting for the Fibonacci at the downside anymore, because it's creating a liquidity around here, and once the liquidity is taken, all I want to see is a buy from this particular side. So Monday, if there is that's on Monday, if there is any buy now, if there is any buy, I'm taking my buys from this particular zone on Monday to this high. Then my SL is gonna be below. My SL is gonna be below here. So this is what I'm up to. This is what I'm up to on xauusd. So if I see this happen, I buy, then we'll continue going. And if it doesn't happen and it keeps going, I'll check for a break. After the break of structure, I'll get a new entry. So this is all I'm here to show to you. Today's Friday, I'm not trading, so stay safe. Protect your capital for next week. Peace.